the fact that your family was there, your dad was there, PJ Carlesimo was there. It kind of did you look around as you're cutting down a net, seeing your college coach, seeing your brother, your family, your dad? I mean, it had to be like a dream for you, you know?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was surreal. The whole thing was surreal. I always feel like, like at Rhode Island, I had some excellent teams late in my time there, and I think in year 5 we had a great team that. There was a great Oregon team with Dylan Brooks that were up 5 with 2 minutes to go in that game, and to get to a Sweet 16s, and we kind of we blew it a little bit, And as a player, I had a lot of moments in my career which I thought were going to be truly breakthrough moments, and as a player, I always seemed to come up a little bit short. It was a surreal feeling to me. Just with everything I've experienced in basketball, really, Rich, that it was going so well. I was waiting for it to turn to, what at some different points. But I had tremendous people around me on the journey. It was like, to have my brother and obviously my wife, Andrea, and my 2 boys, and the one that's on the team that got in every game. So that now I'm good at home for a while,
Yeah.
My dad, if that don't make her happy, a Jersey girl, she's got, then I don't know what will. PJ, I mean, it was surreal, the whole experience and getting to the top of the mountain with all these important people in my life around.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even bring up the fact that it was your son Andrew who dribbled out the clock, too. I mean, come on, you can't make it up.
Yeah,
this cannot be made up.
And he buried me in a couple of the other games. I didn't think he was very good against Gonzaga. I think he committed a foul. He missed the block out, and then he turned the ball over. And then he turned the ball over versus Miami when I told him to break the count because the ref was counting.
Yeah.
So he picked up back-to-back turnovers in his last 2 appearances with, I believe, 2 fouls. So he hurt our analytics. He hurt a lot of our overall numbers as a team.
Well, he was just saving his best for the actual, net cutting for the whole tournament, Coach. He was he was focused on the task at hand on that one. No question about that. And look, by the way, I'm from Staten Island, so anybody who's coached
Joe and
Pat's, come on. So did you order from Joe and Pat's in the Wagner College film session nights? Is that what you're up there in Grimes Hill?
It ate up most of our budget. That. Yeah, not the same resources. The Roadhouse, we had right at the bottom of Grimes, so that was our go-to spot, big closing dinner spot.
Fantastic.
In recruiting.
Okay, that's. I mean, and again, that's PJ's old haunt as well. I mean, would you mind sharing what conversation did you have with PJ Carlesimo, and was it lost on you or him at all that the head coach of San Diego State was an assistant of Steve Fisher's on the night in 1989, the same night 34 years before? Dan, was that lost?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about that call, and in the beginning of the tournament, and then it was brought to my attention, and I didn't say anything to him about it, but I was thinking about it, and it's like we both had some tears in several of the times we sat down and did the radio interviews, because when I went to play for him, I was a mess. So I should have been better for him. We had my sophomore year, we had a team that was a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. We rolled through the Big East regular season, and in conference tournament we smoked Syracuse by 35 in the Big East tournament finals, and we were rolling into the NCAA tournament, and I know he needed more from me for us to be better, potential Final Four team during that time. So by the end of the NCAA tournament, I was sobbing and apologizing to him for being a mess when I was 20.
You mean you did that on Monday night? You told him that? Is that what you're saying?
No, Sunday.
Sunday. So the day before,
we did the media with
really?
Day before I'm playing for the national championship, I'm apologizing to my old college coach that I didn't live up to what he needed from me.
What did he say to that? What did he say to that?
They are like most people do when somebody thinks you're crazy. They hug you and tell you no, you know.
Well, you
But
got.
that's how I felt, and I wanted to get that off my chest because I think a lot has been, like, my career there wasn't what it shouldn't have been, and to a degree, I think a lot of that, even when you're so far removed from it, when you put so much into your career and something, it still haunts you. When I see, when you relive parts of it, of things where you could have been better, and now that I'm a coach, obviously I understand his perspective a lot better.
I was about to say, I'd imagine those experiences, I could say, forget about your Hall of Fame high school coach or a father, but I mean, these experiences you personally went through, player, and whatever struggles you had and were going through, has to have made you a better coach, I would assume.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think no doubt. The pedigree in the household with my dad is as great a basketball coach as anyone in his generation at any level, and anyone that knows the game truly, that has spent any time around my dad on a basketball court, will tell you that. And then Bob, so that and everything that Bob did in basketball, I couldn't have had better pedigree. And then you add into that just dealing with a lot of adversity and being a lot more relatable to all your players. The majority of your roster is gonna struggle during the course of the year and is going to struggle in their career. I mean, there's very few Adama Sinogos or Jordan Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Or Andre Jack. Well, actually, you know what? I don't have too many guys that struggle on this team. But it makes you relatable. I think, and the best coaches, I think, just that they understand the minds and can really help those players that are going through difficult times.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.